5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening and welcome to the Warden Parker podcast. There you go. I did it in English fucking accent for you.
You did. I was expecting a much more American theme. I'm a bit confused.
Weren't you?
Yeah, well, you look like an American Hells Angel, so
And
maybe that
I got my Harley outside.
it should be inside, and you've driven it through the door to record.
Shit, I should have it in here, shouldn't I?
You should be sitting on it whilst doing it.
I think the floor will hold a Harley Davidson because that would be bloody incredible.
I mean, why wouldn't it?
I don't know, it should be all right because Harley Davidson's pretty fucking heavy. But yeah, I could teach guitar on the Harley Davidson, couldn't I? Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? The Harley Davidson guitar teacher. He's great. Got to go to him. You know, when they've done well, I'll just start the engine. Fucking hell. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that would be mental.
The thing is, you teach a lot of classical guitar. The image is you sitting there nice and prim and proper on hi, ding, 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 whatever.
Yeah, work. It would be fun. It would be fun. I reckon people want to have lessons because of that.
I mean, I would like to just tune in and see it. and I'd quite like a link to the parents of the young children as well, so I can see their faces.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
I think the parents would dig it more than the kid. The kid would be like, whatever, I want to learn the guitar, I don't care about that. And the dad would be going, wow, look at that, that's great.
Yes, you'd have a lot of old men wanting guitar lessons and to talk about bikes.
Yeah, learn AC/DC and ZZ Top. I don't know. I think that'd be.
You'll have a beard soon, and soon enough to get you into ZZ Top. So
Getting there. I'm growing it. My mum's not happy about it, so I'm sorry, mum. But I'm quite enjoying it. It gives me definition, which is nice.
I always thought that's what you lack, to be honest. With me, it's usually dynamics.
I love the brutal honesty.
I mean, I haven't got a clue what the hell definition is when it comes to looking at someone, but
You go up to people and go, "You've got such definition in your face."
What beautiful definition.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The lines. Wow.
Is it like a sexual thing as well? Do like people go, definition?
I think isn't there a mathematical equation for beauty, and it is
not me.
It's, you're ticking all of those boxes, and you're long hair now too, so you're doing well. So we are slowly turning into, I don't know,
aging rock stars.
Yeah, that's right.
Without the rock star bit.
Hairy bikers.
What you wanted to do?
I think it'd be good. I think we could do a tour on motorbikes.
Can you cook?
Depends what you want. I cook you breakfast.
That is such a guy answer. Can you cook? I can make sandwiches. I've done beans on toast.
I can do poached egg.
I've done that a few times.
What in the water in the bowl like that?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I got sick of doing that, so I bought some little poachy things.
No. Oof.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
I did manage to do it a few times, and it was successful. But then, when you're in a hurry in the morning and you need poached eggs, you have to get these little plastic things. I have eggs for breakfast every day. It's part of my routine, John.
Yeah.
It's a good stuff. Got to get the protein in.
I have porridge every day.
That's a good protein too.
It is. It's true. That's why my legs hurt.
Put a bit of honey in there.
No.
Straight up nothing. No sugar or anything.
What do I have? I have like a fiber protein thing that I stick in
Oh, what
there.
like a powder,
Yeah, I can't think what it's called. Oh Jesus.
like a whey protein, but not whey protein.
No, no. Oh, it's proper hippie. I can't think what it's called.
Such a
I'm
hippie.
sure it's doing me worlds of good.
Oh, gives you nice skin and all that.
Exactly. So we've not done a podcast for a long time.
We have not done a podcast for a long time. That's very true. We had a nice chunky break.
Why was that? What was the break all about? What's going on?
Well, I just got kind of sick of it.
And
No,
set you free. Right. Wow. Oh, that's Cliff answer.
I just well, it was the summer holidays, and obviously I'm a teacher, so I work in strict school times, obviously, and of course I haven't just had half a year off. No, I've been teaching all the way through, but I think we just need to have a little break, and I think if even in normal times, if we continue running the podcast, we'll probably run it in sort of, we'll do up to Christmas, then we'll have a break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll have a break at Easter, and we'll have a break over the summer. So it makes sense. So that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So in term time, so as they'd say.
Actually, yeah, I think that would work quite well. But
Yeah.
definitely did need a break from everything. I haven't played my guitar properly for a few weeks, so that's terrible, isn't it, John?
Hmm.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
haven't written the third album yet. I've written the second one though.
Wow. I mean, I'm in a double bass routine now, so
Good.
um,
How many?
I'm there. I do just over three, two classical and one jazz,
Wow.
um, or pits. But it's great. I played a gig at the weekend and I saw Chris Fox, and I was saying to him, what's so nice is that because we're not gigging and I don't really have to learn other people's songs, I can literally, like this morning, I took apart my vibrato and went right back to that painful
Yeah.
sound you get. Just so it's just like, what am I actually doing? Am I just waving my finger around? I've no idea. So that's really, and you can't really take apart your technique if you're gigging and recording, because obviously you're reliant on being able to play your instrument.
Yeah, your time's filled with learning other people's stuff, and that's the job. But
Yeah, absolutely.
actually, the opportunity to tear yourself apart, yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, no, it's cool, and yeah, she's sounding good.
Control,
I got
control. Can you
I've
control?
got nine barrow thing video shoot coming up. That's my last bit of work for the year. Probably longer.
Yeah, probably. Uh,
Yeah, sounds like it.
It does sound like it. Have you listened to Boris? So it's we're recording this on the 22nd of September, and Boris
Hmm.
made his announcement where he shut the pubs at 10 and
Yeah.
made people I think more people in shops have to wear masks.
Yeah. Basically, he went, "Oh God, what we really need to do is something really painful, and people aren't going to do it. So we'll just window dress,
Yeah.
and then have a lockdown for half term." That, I think that's the rumor on the street, is that half term will be less problematic for parents, I guess.
Heard rumors about there being a 2 week half term as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And a 2 week lockdown.
Right. Okay, that'll solve it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, be really interesting to see what happens. I think it's going to make no difference at all. Pubs closing at 10. I mean, it's just some silly thing.
For a while. Not many times in this.
No, and to be honest, you just walking around the town, people aren't adhering to social distancing anymore. People aren't really wearing masks. So
No, everyone kind of thinks, oh, we're kind of over it, but now it's starting to come back.
yeah, I love the post-COVID stuff. I love it when people describe, yeah, post-COVID. They just mean post-lockdown, surely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're not out of the woods yet, that's for sure.
No, sounds like we're re-entering the woods, but this time they've got spears.
I think we will. I think it's going to be a bit of a strict time over up to Christmas. Then hopefully that'll help bring the numbers down a bit, and we might get a little bit of a Christmas where
Mm.
families can actually get together. Because it would be horrendous if we get to Christmas and we can't actually have two households come together. That would be awful.
Yeah, I mean, I think the restrictions in Scotland are stricter, aren't they? You can't mix households at all. I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
no two houses together. Yeah, so we haven't done that yet, but let's hope that by Christmas we won't be looking at that because that'd be awful.
Mm, yeah, yeah, fun and games.
Fun and games.
Mm,
Ah, good. But we have to think about what we can do, and like you say, we can do some really good practice. And I'm getting on with my teaching, which is going well. Trying to get that going, which is takes a bit of time once term starts. There's so much going on, lots of new students, and there's been loads of policy changes and all that kind of stuff. But that's all going quite well. Quite enjoying it. It's nice to be face to face again, even if it is from 1 meter apart and doing all
but
the.
you have to wear masks now,
Don't have to wear masks now.
even after today's announcement,
Don't know.
because that's one of the new things. I think.
What are they saying? Teachers wear them.
I don't know.
I'll have a think. I'll have a look into it.
Yeah, I mean they'll have to notify you, won't
Writing policies now.
they? Yeah. Where's the fag packet?
Tomorrow morning we'll be pinged with emails and updates, and you need to do
Yeah.
it now. I'm sure things are going to change pretty regularly.
Yes, it's just keeping up with it, isn't it?
Yeah, there's kids off school and stuff like that, because if someone's got a cold and they've got a bit of a temperature, then they're out for 10 days and all that. So
Yeah.
lots of kids out of the loop and then reappearing and stuff, it's not normal.
Yep. No track and trace. I love that.
Interesting. Um, but yeah, I should think you and me will get on the case with new music over the next few weeks. I would like to think. Um,
Yeah.
we've got plenty of demoing to do, so that'll be very exciting. So we'll be
Absolutely.
chucking some music back and forth, sharing some demos, get some beatboxing going on.
With a metronome this time.
Beatboxing practice. That's what I want to know.
Well, funnily enough, though, today, like waiting for the podcast to start, I was listening to last night. I got a new turntable, and not last night, but I have got a new turntable, and I listened to Massive Attack's Mezzanine record, which is just an oral assault, which I hopefully isn't too weird phrase to have said. But the bass, the bottom end, is unreal on that record. So I was looking through, just thinking, what have they done? They haven't actually done that much, but they've done something with a track with Ghost Poet. So I had to listen to that, which was pretty cool. And then I went down as you do, you go down the rabbit well, and then I was listening to Ghost Poet and really liking what I'm hearing. Sounds cool.
Ghost Poet.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, great.
Yeah, there's a kind of Massive Attack vibe in the vocals, but then kind of almost an indie, sort of not necessarily indie rock, but definitely indie rock kind of bass lines going on with electronica. It's cool.
I'm sure I've heard of him before.
I think Ed Sheeran was championing him for a while. I think.
Who?
Yeah, I mean, you'll hear he's going to be big. I think. Yeah, write some catchy tunes. Um, we'll have to get him on the podcast.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, we should. I'm gonna call him. He's not doing much at the moment, is he? So he's on holiday, as it were.
Yes. He's just had a kid, so
Has he, have they had the baby?
they sure have Lyra.
Oh my god, that's very nice.
But yeah, I sent you Pete Joseph track. Had you heard that before? Or
No, I hadn't.
color.
Color.
Yeah. He plays with Ronnie Size and Kalisu.
That
Kalis.
sounds really cool. Double bass on that is wicked. And then
Really nice. Yeah, he's something. Yeah, yeah. My good friend Ryan sent me that and was like, "You'll like this," and then he sent me something else, and I was like, I don't like that at all." I think everybody had a keyboard, and I was like, "That's too many keyboards."
oh no,
And then the keyboards where you turn the knob rather than press the keys as well as you go. Wow.
that's my favorite bit. That's exactly what it'd be like if we had a keyboard. If I was playing it, I'd be like, wee, wee. Oh, ruined everything.
As long as it's, did you ever have, I remember wanting to play keys and I had the keyboard where it had a little crappy mic that you could make sounds in and then play. So you can go meow and then you go meow, meow.
Oh, you could sample it. No,
Yeah.
that's well posh. Wow.
Oh, oh, no, it was cheap and tacky thing. I mean, it wasn't well washed at all.
But it was. I never had one that did sampling. No, that's a cool idea though.
I mean, sampling is really pushing what it did.
I had to do sample. I had to do a sampling thing at uni, so which was similar to that. You just had to record things in, and then yeah, and then it would do a different tone on each note with that sound. It was pretty cool.
What are your feelings on Doves? On the Doves? That's the name of the band, isn't it?
I don't think I like them very much.
No, that was my impression. But the other day on Radio 5 Live, there
Yeah.
was a track on there, and the I can't remember, it was the drummer of the Doves. It was a bit awkward. They were interviewing the drummer of the Doves, and the producer was just like, and exactly how I felt was just like the drumming on this track is amazing. And he went on about the drumming, and then the drummer had to go, that's not me. It was a sample
Oh,
of some amazing drummer, several samples.
that's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I know nothing about the Doves. Maybe he's an amazing drummer. I have no idea.
That's harsh though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love the double bass on this. Great. That's the only track I'm not on.
This track on that album that you're on is really great, and you go, yeah, that track. So,
Yeah. But I find that with sessions sometimes, like I'll get given 12 songs and there'll be one song and I'll be like, that is the one. And they're like, yeah, I didn't write that.
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. That
Yeah.
has happened to me. Track. Years ago, one of a band I had, and we were doing a Bob Dylan cover, and we were doing it for ages. And then after one of the gigs, the drummer turned around to me and was like, "You know that song, man? That song is wicked, and we kicked that tonight. It was so good. You know, when did you write that?" And I said, "Man, I didn't write that. It's a Bob Dylan song. How do you know that? We've been playing it for like a year."
I would never have fessed up. I would have just gone, yeah, Lonely Sunday.
I'll
Back
take
in.
it as a compliment, that he thought I was, I could pull that off.
Yeah, at least it could have been way worse. He could have thought you sounded like Bob Dylan, which would have been, in my opinion, horrific.
Get the harmonica from, man.
Hey. Sorry. I can't even do it. Can't do his voice. Terrible.
I love early Bob. Nashville Skyline. I absolutely love that record. Yeah,
Oh, just
all the old stuff, all the early kind of stuff.
I can't get it. I can't get his voice. There are so many tracks I've heard and gone, that is an amazing song, and it's always Bob Dylan that's written it.
Right.
But his voice,
You can get over that.
how?
I
Deafness?
mean, I am pretty fussy about vocalists. I struggle, but I still love Bob Dylan.
It's weird because I like Tom Waits, and you could argue that well, no, I think he's got a great voice.
Cool and dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
Intentional. That's just whereas, well, I suppose Bob might be a bit intentional, but I think that was just his voice.
Yeah, I mean, his best work is obviously the Starbucks Christmas album. I think that, to me, that was probably his best work.
Who, Bob Dylan?
Yeah,
Do a Starbucks Christmas album.
he did do a Starbucks Christmas album.
Free Was it a freebie or something with a coffee?
I mean, you'd be taking it back. I mean, it was hilarious. I remember it being on the radio and just being
It's in the
like, no, no, I'm not that old.
80s.
I was a child in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were.
Oh,
You were
bloody hell.
the same age as me, but I don't remember the Bob Dylan Christmas album.
Well, you see, I've got impeccable taste.
You have. But you didn't like it.
No, that's why I've got impeccable taste. So yeah, but yeah, actually been to the cinema.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very weird. I had a whole aisle to myself.
Love to go to the cinema.
Yeah, it was quite a lonely experience. I watched an amazing film about one of my favorite musicians called Max Richter. He'd written a film called Sleep, and it's all about the shows. He wrote an 8-hour piece of music that instead of seats you got beds, so you could, and he performed it in outdoor parks and in huge halls, and just amazing. I love his music, and he and the string quartet would have to play for 8 hours throughout the night, and then you'd wake up to, that sort of thing. So I watched a documentary they made about it, and it was wonderful. I have to say, I felt very lonely on my own. Well, in my own aisle in the cinema watching.
Oh dear.
So,
But it was good.
really good. Yeah, I shall be purchasing that.
I'm trying to think of things I've been watching, but
Have you seen The Social Dilemma?
is that on Netflix? There's a documentary about social media.
Yes.
Yes, I have not seen it. Well, I wanted to watch it last night, and we watched the trailer, and I said, Jade, let's watch this. You're not going to want to watch this, are you? And she was like, No, I don't want to watch that. But
What does Jade like watching?
um, good drama.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
she likes well written.
Yeah. She's not going to like it.
Sometimes she likes a bit of a horror. Sometimes
Oh, God.
a mixture of things, really. But a lot of things that I want to watch, she doesn't want to watch so much. Sometimes I just want to watch. I could just watch documentary after documentary. But
Yes. Yes.
she doesn't watch documentary, but not on a like Friday night.
No.
But
It's not very romantic, is it?
not a thing to sit on. Let's cuddle up to a documentary.
Unless it's a documentary on love.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what that would be, to be honest.
Sounds wrong.
It does, doesn't it? It just sounds like,
Louis
wasn't that
and
the
him
Good Sex Guide?
people having yeah. She likes Louis Theroux actually. She does really into that. She does like documentaries, but we just tend to like different ones.
Mhm.
But yeah, the social media thing. I shared a poster that I found at school the other day, and I took a picture of it about social media and how bad it is.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just horrific. Just kids with their phones like this, glued to their face, phones glued to their face, and they've got no attention span, zero attention span. I don't know what the world's gonna be like with people who can't focus on anything for more than or need to look at their phone every 10 minutes. Probably less than that. Probably can't cope for 5 minutes without looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't have learned a guitar if I'd had a phone with me. I would never have learnt one. I would just not have done it. I would have been staring at Instagram, looking at people playing them, and thinking, "Cool," but I never actually did it.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because since lockdown, I'm not big into the YouTube thing. I'm sounding like someone's dad now for YouTube.
That's the thing I really like the most.
See, I'm just not. I just look at it and go, oh, I don't understand, and then I go away. But for double bass techniques, there's something called discoverdoublebass.com, which is really good and it has great players on it, and they do some free stuff as well. And for me, it's been great because you just click on and go, oh, that's the technique. Because otherwise, all the books are just, written in 1903 and like in German, and you're like,
Yeah, how to
um,
translate this and understand it. And, yeah,
yeah. So it's really useful. It's a good, useful learning tool, but I'm mercifully not
not for-
into YouTube.
I find YouTube fun and informative, depending on what you're looking for. Like, if you want to find out how to, I don't know, fix a tap, go on YouTube and you can work it out. So there's loads of that kind of stuff, which is really.
Yeah.
Um, it's that what I struggle with is just the incessant scrolling on TikTok and the pointlessness of it. You know, it's so pointless. I
Well,
don't.
let's take.
Yeah, unless you're using it for business to sell and you have, I don't know, you set time, schedule in posts and things like that, which are all everyone's doing. You know, you've got to try and do that side of your business like we do. We've got our Instagram and Facebook and everything, and you've got to try and put out regular content. But the
Mm.
trick is to get off it again and not get trapped into just endlessly staring at it. You
I
know,
think the trick is to probably realize it has no meaning. I mean, that's the thing. I know a lot of people that, and I have myself taken it very seriously about, it's got to look right. And it's, well, who was that artist? We gigged with an artist, and I think she'd color coded her Instagram feed.
oh yeah,
And
yeah, you've got to have a themed.
yeah, man,
Branding all needs to be.
that shit. I'd rather learn how to play in tune.
Yeah, well, good luck. Keep
Yeah.
working on it, mate.
Yeah, no. One day I'm going to get it, and then I'm going to be ready, and I'm still not going to have any gigs because I'm not on TikTok, whatever it's called.
That's it. Yeah, we got asked by we use a company called TuneCore to distribute our album, and they have emailed us saying, "Do you need to tick the TikTok box so that your music is on TikTok?" And it's a massive deal because if people start using your track in their dance routine or whatever, and it starts to get leverage, then you get quite high in the charts. A lot of people have a lot of the chart music is from TikTok because it's getting so many plays. It's becoming so famous on TikTok that then it's carrying over into streams. It's totally nuts, absolutely insane.
Felt a little, felt a little part of me died during that conversation.
And yeah, I mean, it has literally nothing to do with what we think music is when we
Yeah,
used to buy records and tapes and albums and love the band and be obsessed with the
yeah,
music and play it over and over again. And it literally had nothing to do with that. You know, well, that's all gone. You know, kids don't even care they probably don't even know who it is. You know, they'll just listen to tracks in the playlist. God, we're naked.
yeah.
We are miserable old bastards.
Yeah, definitely both of those things. Yeah, yeah. Oh, interesting. I read a book by Malcolm Gladwell, and I watched a video of him giving a talk, and he basically said something I've not heard anyone say, that in a short period of time there won't be a Twitter or a Facebook, and that his kids will look back and go, what are you guys doing? What the fuck are you doing? Why did you put your breakfast up on? But I mean, I jest, and but I really struggle with it all, But at the moment, I'm doing good. I've got my practice routine, so that takes up my time,
Yes.
and I'm painting, so
What?
I'm doing a lot of decorating, so that
Oh yeah,
also takes
bathroom.
time. It's good. It's almost done.
Nice.
Bathroom's an important room because it's the
Like,
one of the few rooms that's a joint thing with my mum, so she spends a lot of time in there. So it's like this needs to be a good, safe, colourful, nice place. So I've ordered some nice frame prints from Janique, I think they're called, and
nice.
just colourful things, and yeah, learning a little bit about what people with dementia I made the mistake of like coloring all the walls very light colors, and that's very confusing for them. And
Oh, is it?
you know, yes, so but yes, so yeah, so it's yeah. This house has taken up a lot of my time.
Well, that's good. That's not bad. It's good when it's done. It's you live there, so
Yes, yeah, and it looks like you know
much more
with this
enjoyable.
well, with this situation, there's not going to be no gigs for a while, at least 6 months, I think.
That was you did a gig recently with the son of John, uh,
So,
at Beardy Folk.
yes,
Loads of great people playing, and it looked like it was quite an event. So, did you? How did it go?
because of my restrictions with my mum, I turned up. They were lovely. The people there are lovely. It's on amazing grounds. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm imagining on
Well,
a normal year, it would just be like,
if anyone at Beardy Folks out there, we would really like to do it, and I'm
yeah,
growing a beard.
yeah. And he plays folk, so
Yeah,
and I've got sort of a beard and
sometimes.
don't really play folk, but but yeah, no, I was just really torn. I think they did an amazing job to get a festival on
Incredible.
in at this time. Um, but it felt very odd personally to me. I mean, it was well attended. I think they only were allowed to sell 20% of the tickets, but it still looks busy. The beautiful thing, they stagger the stages, all really cool. But I did feel a little odd about doing a gig, and I won't do another one now. Just felt very, I don't know, I just didn't sit well with me. I'm not really ready to come back, and the world doesn't feel like it's ready really to me. I
Yeah,
would feel like a long way away from gigs, and also like it's funny because you're there going, oh God, in some way the world has changed and I've changed, but then you get up on stage and you're like, that's I don't really like my monitor mix and can't really hear what's going on. You're like, none of this fucking changes.
right back into normality there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then but but it makes you, well, it made me feel really odd.
Right.
Um, and
Yeah. Out
yeah,
of doing it, I guess.
yeah, I'm glad I did it. And I saw Evan from the Willows. Obviously, he was playing with Sam Kelly, and
Cool.
um, saw Chris Fox. And but I literally played and then had to leave. I couldn't risk it. It's not worth the risk. But yeah, and yeah, I just can't see any of us gigging for a long time.
Well, all we can do is keep writing, keep practicing. Um, I guess at the moment we could actually meet up, couldn't we? But we haven't yet. But we
No, interesting. I've got a session with Dan Wild on the 18th of July. So,
of July.
not July. Sorry, I keep saying July. October. I think it's just because it's been so sunny.
That mean you're coming down?
Oh,
Does it?
yeah, it means I'm coming down to Cambridge, so we can actually be in the same, see each other.
Oh my
See
God!
if the magic's still there.
18th, what of October?
Yeah, not July.
That's a Sunday.
It is.
What when? Okay, well we'll talk about it off air, shall we?
I think so. I don't know why I said it in the podcast.
We should. Maybe we can organise a drink or a curry or something.
Yeah, come along, everybody. Why not?
Yeah. Oh,
It's on me.
well. Go home at 10 and then you won't get COVID.
Yeah, but I guess people will just get there earlier.
Yeah, just get there early.
It's what a load of nonsense. Um, yeah, but we'll see. I have to say, reading wise, I read an amazing book by Robert McFarlane called Underland, and probably one of my definitely the favorite book I've read in the last 5 or 6 years. And it, not that I do top tens, but I mean it would be very high at the top.
Is that a new book or is that?
Yeah, it's just come out on paperback, and it's got the same artist that did all the covers for the Radiohead stuff. You've got the book,
Yeah. Who's
that
it?
man,
By who? I'm gonna write it down.
Robert McFarlane.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful. And there's a little bit of politics just purely because of what the book is about, but it's just incredible. You read it and you go and you immediately start surfing online going, that can't be true. And then you realize there's like a city underneath Paris, because that's how they built Paris. They dug into the ground and they created all these tunnels and underground cities, and people go into them. And he basically goes under things. So it's all about our relationship with the underworld. And he goes under the sea where they're mining salt, I think it is, and he goes down a glacier.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an incredible. Um, yeah, an incredible book, and I've definitely watched too many videos of him talking about it. But it's also partly it's a book really that makes you think. You've got a kid, so it makes you think, what world am I leaving for? What world are you leaving for Ruben? What world is
Yeah. What is this?
yeah,
What are they gonna have to contend with? Quite a lot.
COVID probably, and
Donald.
tight pub restrictions.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots. Yeah. It's gonna.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Hopefully, lots of good change will happen in the next few years. Donald could be gone soon. When's the election? The American election?
November.
God, he's gonna win again. Predictions.
I have a feeling that he'll lose and not leave.
Right.
I think I heard someone say something that I thought was very interesting, which was that I think he doesn't want a second term.
Yeah.
That the theory was he doesn't actually want a second term. He didn't really want a first term,
Right.
and he's looking for a way to get out of it. And he'll just obviously say it was rigged. It was the Russians or Facebook or all the people he used to get there in the first place. He'll blame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, God, if America, elects Donald Trump, there's going to be a lot. We're going to have a lot. We're going to have a mass refugee crisis of Americans that are sane leaving their own country.
Yeah, that's true. Probably.
Yeah,
It won't
yeah.
live another 4 years or whatever it is with that.
No, God, the country's so divided.
Yeah, it's horrific. You need people to come together.
Absolutely, and that's what that social network is about, the division it's created in society. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, winning votes by music. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, fun. And I've just been showing some of that song because we're going, right, well, you're going to learn this next week.
I'll learn it. I love that. My God, that's a tune.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
That's not classical music. I mean, not that that bothers me, but
Electric guitar as well. So we're doing that, and we did. If no one knows what that was because if it didn't come out in the recording, that was Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix.
God,
Copyright, weren't we?
was that? It's an E7. Is that a sharp 9? E7 sharp 9 chord. Yeah, because I just remember learning it on the, you just learn that and you're like, oh, I'm Jimi Hendrix.
Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh. And then I've been teaching Under the Bridge as well.
Ah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, and that's been awesome as well because that's a great tune to play. I like playing that. It's good fun. It's great.
Yeah.
The intro's
great. Oh my God.
So that's quite tricky, but the chords and that's great fun.
Yeah, man, it's so funny that
all those people kicking around because they're so good, they're so strong and great. They're great guitar parts, and so.
There will never come a day where you're not teaching "Sweet Child of Mine." I'm imagining, or "Enter Sandman."
I know that's I mean, I've got a guitar group at one of the schools, and we had their first session last week, And lo and behold, we want to do Sweet Child of Mine. I'm like, okay, okay, you're in year.
Crazy.
What?
I mean, that's when was that? That's got to be 20, 25 years ago?
Yeah,
No?
that's isn't it.
Wow.
Yeah, and Teen Spirit. Yeah, I want to do that. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And then I did Smoke on the Water with another group today. They wanted to do that. So all those classics, they don't go away. Yeah, they would.
You Stairway to Heaven.
No, we never do that because it's really hard.
No. Because yeah.
It's really long. So no, it doesn't come up in school.
Uh, but that would be quite a good bridge, I'm imagining, from classical guitar.
A couple of times I've had an adult student doing it on a classical, you know, but and I've
Yeah.
had one other electric guitar student do it, but that's about it. Not very rarely.
Right.
Don't do a lot of Led Zeppelin actually. Obviously do a whole lot of Love, but that's
Yeah.
not much else. Most
That's interesting.
people know Led Zeppelin really, but they do know AC/DC, and they all want to learn Thunderstruck's pretty popular. They
Is
want
that ding, 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 the high part?
the one that's
Uh,
yeah. So they like doing that, and they want to do Back in Black. They all know that, probably from School of Rock, I think.
yeah, I was going to say, where are they getting the AC/DC from? But yeah, it's got to be School of Rock.
Movies. They did the Iron Man movie as well
Okay.
on that soundtrack. So, and it's just from dads who like their rock.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin need to get on a film basically quite soon then.
They didn't have their music on films for a long time, did they? And they one of their tracks is on School of Rock, but they had to beg Led Zeppelin to let them have it.
Right, that's interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know. They didn't have any number ones. They didn't have any singles, did they? Did they have one single in their career? They didn't release singles.
No, I guess not.
Mad on it, 'cause they're basically the biggest band ever, aren't they? Really? Are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to really listen to them.
Beatles are the
I they've definitely passed me by a bit.
Oh, well, that's shocking.
I know.
Tell me.
I'm a disappointment. I was just looking up at those, but no idea.
Led Zeppelin are one of the best-selling artists of all time. Various sources estimate the group's record sales at 200 to 300 million units worldwide.
That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, puts us to
Wow.
shame.
Yeah. I mean, 200 downloads. Come on.
Come on. I just on Spotify. Spotify destroyed the music industry. It makes me so angry. So in the past, and people will say, "You're in the past. You need to get on. You need to, do what the industry is telling you to do and conform."
Yeah.
It just pisses me off. I just think, the whole social media pisses me off because, there was once a time when the artist just made music and they spend all their time crafting the music and playing and writing and performing. And now you have to become a marketing genius, social media networking master to succeed in any way. And actually, the people who are really good at that are probably not as good musicians. So you get crap musicians becoming famous because they're good at marketing and good at being an online business. And all the great musicians are either going the traditional route or they're just gone. They just can't succeed, because it's not,
Yeah.
they haven't got that. You have to have a face for social media and you have to be able to do all of that stuff, and it's big and hard, really difficult to do.
Face for social media, that.
Companies like Facebook have created a platform and then told you how to run your life, how to run your business, and everyone goes, "Oh yeah, okay, we need to do that," and then everyone does it. Spotify have said, "You need to do this because this is how our algorithm works. You need to just keep writing tunes and posting them online, and then eventually something might happen, and you need to pay people to get more plays." They've created an industry. that didn't exist. It's really clever, but it's infuriating.
Yeah, I wonder what it would have, what the, I guess there's less of the major label kind of, uh, like well, I was thinking when my old band were gigging before, social media and the internet and all that sort of stuff really had taken over music. You were an independent against the man, the big record label. That was the thing you were against, and big labels were suppressing you. And now you've got them and
Yeah.
and Spotify. Oh God, yeah, I really struggle with streaming. You mentioned streamers. I never didn't even realize you can get them for your hi-fi, so I
No,
had a look at them.
get streaming separates. You know, when you have a separate hi-fi, you
Yeah.
get a separate streamer. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a look at that, and I was like, "What am I looking at that for?" And I thought, if I never stream another, like if I never buy another piece of music, I've got it all anyway.
Yeah.
Like I bought a lot of albums. Our generation of music fans bought albums. I've got quite a big vinyl collection, and yeah, I don't know. I use streaming a bit like I used to dream about those American record shops where you could go in and go, I like to listen to that, like to listen to that, and then you bought them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It is useful for that. There's
yeah, really useful.
I do think it is really good, and unfortunately, I don't think there is any way of going back because we want things instantly, and so
Yeah,
it has to stay. But the way it's done, that
yeah,
the streaming thing is less of an issue actually. What I hate is is more of the social media aspect of it that I hate. The call to um, constantly upload content and constantly produce things to keep your fans in the loop and to sell products to them is just so it's just fucked up. Basically, it's just,
I'm wondering if it. I don't know. I don't know any. I don't really listen to anybody that really does that. I don't think. Um, but yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I personally couldn't be asked with that.
no, I know.
Not that.
Well, we don't do a
Uh,
lot. We don't do a lot. I mean, we try a little bit. We do a bit on. We're doing this, and we
yeah.
think it gives good value, and we think this is fun, and we hope people are enjoying it. Um, I feel like we might be a bit negative today, but we are in. We're
The
in.
music industry is fucked. Social media is fucked.
Kill
The
me,
world is fucked.
kill me now. Oh,
The thing is, but I think that's important. Is that none of it, essentially, none of it matters when you think about the major things in your life.
yeah.
Fucking being famous or having loads of hits on Spotify.
I just don't give a shit about any of that anyway. I don't really care.
No.
I just want, I do want to share our music when we can actually fucking make it. But
Hmm.
that's that would be nice. It'd be nice to see people enjoying that. And when we've done it, and when we do play, people do get that and enjoy it. And it's a clear thing. We have a great engagement with the audience, and I can't wait to do it again. But
You're
spending
gonna
spending constantly posting shit pictures on Instagram is it's not so fun.
no,
And
no.
that's what record labels are for. That's their job.
But you wouldn't have had that, like, this constant need for to be seen all the time. Like that just wouldn't happen if you were in a touring band. You'd be, touring in America for 6 months, and then you've got to go back the other way, and you're a year out of probably your own home country. I mean, without social media, you wouldn't. What were you going to do? You'd release your record label would release singles and videos, and you get radio play and TV play, but you wouldn't.
They do loads of radio. Yeah, radio's
Interviews. I suppose they would actually have a good music press. You'd have Q Magazine and Melody Maker and NME and those things.
All that stuff.
Um,
Yeah, all those. Yeah, no, code.
are they all gone now?
All the magazines.
Well, NME and Q and
Are they still there?
yeah, is it free now though? No, okay. I wasn't sure if that was like.
It's not paper anymore. They got. I was
Oh,
gutted.
okay.
I bet people listening will remember NME when it was a newspaper and it was, it was,
Yeah, yeah,
man, that was so much better. They should change that back. That was so
yeah.
cool. And then they changed it to the magazine. It's like, oh, it's just like everything else now.
Yeah.
But then it's the NME, isn't it? It's not what it. I don't think it's really what it used to be. And then Q's still going. Yeah, that's a big magazine.
I think Q's gone.
Has it gone?
I thought so. Yeah, yeah. It was always the thing when we were growing up, like
Yeah.
not realizing what you were really wishing for, but kind of like, can we be on the front page of
Did you
Q
do the front
magazine?
cover of Q magazine?
Say again?
You did the front cover of Q magazine.
No,
You did the cover of NME, didn't you?
I don't think so.
No.
No,
Oh.
been in all of them.
Yeah. Must have been in all. I thought there was one where you guys were naked. Wasn't there?
Um, I think that was the. I think that was both the Daily Mail,
Oh.
the Sunday supplement pullout, and I think that was then used in the Daily Sport, which I think is now hasn't that been
Oh, that was
closed due to phone hacking or something?
page 3 of the Sunday Sport.
Depressing. That in fact that year that Nizlopi went to number 1 and didn't actually wasn't Christmas number 1 as it was. That I think that was my only phone call on Christmas Day was from the Daily Sport.
No way. Have you still got? Have you kept copies of all the appearances and interviews and stuff? You got it. You didn't ever buy them,
No, I did. I've got some things that meant stuff to me,
right?
but actually, I did a lot of clearing out of that stuff. Partly because you move around a lot, but
Yeah.
also just doesn't didn't really mean anything.
No, you
I
don't.
mean, the gigs really meant everything. I think,
Yeah.
and the rest of it. I'm not a massive fan of the famey, all that sort of nonsense bollocks stuff. It's like, what does it matter what John from and that band,
Yeah.
well, who cares?
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what a lot of artists think. I just want to enjoy their music.
Yeah. It's probably safer.
I think it is. I think there's talking of documentaries. Isn't there a Lance Armstrong on
Is there?
BBC iPlayer? Yeah, and I'm intrigued. I think what he did to the sport and what he did to a lot of vulnerable young riders
Yeah.
is just horrific.
Cycling industry is it's rife with what do you call it?
Sport enhancing drugs.
Yeah. Drugs, man.
But I mean, people have ruined them physically. Like young cyclists, you'll never ever hear about.
And all that. Oh, it's just insane.
I read what was the British cyclist that got done? Can't remember his name, but he describes that people who were doping or doing the blood stuff would have to get up at 2 a.m. and do like high cardio workouts so they didn't have heart attacks.
God.
You'd be like, oh my God. And the pressure obviously to use to cheat would be massive. And that's Lance Armstrong.
Everyone's doing it. How do you compete? You're
Yeah,
you're
well,
either in it or you're not.
yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah,
No.
totally nuts. But I will watch it. I mean, I don't want to. I don't know the man, but he harmed sport. He harmed all sport because nowadays you can't be a runner or a swimmer without someone going. I wonder, did he have Smarties for breakfast?
Did you
Because that's all it would take for me.
There's enough sugar in a Pop Tart to get you around the track.
They were dangerous.
Jesus, yeah, man. They were really tasty though. I
Yeah.
love a Pop Tart, but my God, they must be like a
They
pack.
still made them.
Yeah, you can buy them. Yeah.
What? I thought they were like tarmacking roads and filling potholes with them.
No, they're in the shops. You can go and buy Pop Tarts tomorrow. Go and get
No.
us.
Are they still like lethal when you cook them and then you?
Oh! Yeah, yeah. All of that.
Oh, that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
No. Should we do it? We should do a live Pop Tart tasting session. That'd be hilarious. Just putting my social media hat on there.
You going for sponsorship?
We're not going to play a song. We're going to eat Pop Tarts. More people will be interested in that, to be fair.
It's probably as good for you as our podcast is.
Oh my God, I love it. Crazy, man.
Right. I think we've waffled enough.
Yeah, what? How long have we been waffling for? I
A
don't
long time. It's gotten dark, although it was probably dark when we started, to be fair.
on the cave. I don't know what time of day it is.
Yeah. At least you've got a wife to, go home to.
Sleep. I don't know.
Knowing Jade, she's probably organising gigs for 2023 or something.
She's been sorting out the Winter Unions tour, so she's been busy doing that, and she had a meeting for that the other day. So that's all going swimmingly. The
That's
Willows are
2021.
starting the next thing. So me, Jade, and Ben have been getting together, so that's nice. So there's some new music on the horizon there. Well, on the horizon, I mean, in a lot of horizons time.
In a distant horizon.
Pretty freaking far away. But no, I think there's at least 3 songs, so that's like a third of an album right there. So that's nice. What else has been happening? I bought a new bike, so I'm now road cyclist, which is exciting. So I got a really great deal on a giant bike.
That's a make, not the size.
It's not giant.
Fucking massive.
So the next step, I guess, is that I'm gonna have to go and buy loads of lycra.
Well, that was my next question was, do you have the lycra?
I don't have the lycra, no. So I look like a mountain biker on a racing bike, you know.
You look like a Hell's Angel who's probably nicked and killed.
Massive engine, you know, V twin in it with a huge cam. No, it's I have to pedal it. It's for fitness, you know.
Have you ever worn lycra?
No, no. Actually, I used to have this kind of like country shirt that was black. I used to gig in it, and it had what did it have? Like it had something cool down the side of it, and it was a lycra shirt, so it's kind of like stretchy. It looked cool though, honest. And then, other than that, no. Basically, when I've looked for sports cycling clothes, they're all from China and they're all too small. And I'm a huge person, and they're just not big enough.
You are a giant when it comes to the Chinese sportwear market.
Yeah, basically, I need to buy extra, 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 extra. Don't do it.
Fair enough.
So yeah, who cares?
Well, next week I look forward to you hosting this, or the next 2 weeks in lycra. Should be fun.
That's definitely not going to happen. What will happen is my Harley Davidson will be sitting there, the piano will be gone.
I no longer teach. I burn.
Yeah, rock. I would love it, but Jade wouldn't so much.
I don't think she'd love how much those things actually cost.
They're not too bad. I think it's doable. Moments. I think it'd be too bad. Totally do.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just thinking of other things to chat about. I haven't been listening to a lot of music, to be honest. So I can't throw any new goodies at you. Um, so yeah, maybe we should come to the end of the podcast.
I think so. Well, we've probably this is over an hour.
Is it Jesus? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have taken up so much of your time.
You apologizing to me or the listenership of your family?
Just everybody. Yeah.
I'm just sorry.
Um, we what else? What can I say? Oh, people, we've still got t-shirts, and I keep forgetting to say, please buy a t-shirt. We've got some t-shirts. They're really cool. They're like in a nice blue, and they've got our logo on with the
I,
bears.
I haven't even got a blue one.
We've even got one, and they are really, really nice. Our good friends at Thornset Road, they bought some, and they loved them. They were really pleased with them. So yeah, check them out on the website. We love these t-shirts. They're great. So, and every little helps.
That's Tesco's. You can't have that.
Can I?
No.
Uh,
You can't even have Asda price.
uh, I was trying to think of the Sainsbury's one, but I can't think what it is. What does Sainsbury's say?
Oh, I don't know. Did they say anything?
I don't think so.
I think they just get ka-ching, ka-ching.
They definitely do that.
They do when I come in. I'm like, oh, fluffy towels. I'll have some of those.
Take the fluffy towels.
Yeah. I painted the bathroom and I went out Sainsbury's and I just spent a load of time in the bath aisle in.
We need a tour of this bathroom when it's done. You do know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, the blind man, not as in can't see, but as in fitting blinds, is coming.
Okay, gotcha, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And here's a blind man. He's going to show you around the bathroom.
I think every bathroom should have a blind man in it. It could be very useful. You could tell you off and everything.
I think that is the perfect moment. What everyone needs is a blind man to tell you off. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This has been the Warden Parker podcast. We've chatted shit for a good hour, and we shall see you in a fortnight's time for more, and we'll try and be more productive and interesting. Bye.
Yeah.